All right. Is that it? Hello. We good?
I think so.
All right. We think we started it. We've never done this from our computer before. We always do it from our phone. So
Always from the phones, out and about. But today is all about questions and answers that you guys may have for us.
and if you're new around here,
I'm Steven.
and I'm Elaine. And yeah, we're going to talk today about Da Nang and Seattle, where we are now, and just kind of do an update. We have not had time. I have not had time to be editing anything. So we don't have a new video out this week, but we just thought we would try to answer some of the questions that we've been getting and talk about our experiences.
Yeah, it's been a wild time since we left Da Nang. And we've had so much to do, so much to catch up on. We got to let you guys know what we've been going through.
Yeah. So we had our space day to get back to Seattle that actually went a lot better than it could have. We got on the very first flight, although we almost didn't because we technically didn't make the list. The sign-up list is based on how early you submit paperwork. And unfortunately, fortunate for us, there was a family of 3 before us getting on, and there were only 2 seats left. So they had to, what's it called when you don't take your seat? Like they had to forfeit. Thank you, their seats. And so we got them and we got to get on the flight. So we were grateful for that. And then we got back to Seattle and stopped at our house, and we had communicated that we'd be stopping by to pick up our car.
And we got here and the battery was dead.
Yeah, but it didn't sound like the battery was dead.
Yeah.
So we definitely panicked because it didn't sound good. It was making a noise we did not recognize. So yes, totally.
Their loss was
Kevin,
definitely our gain.
Yeah. We were grateful. We offered them our hotel room, by the way, so that they could, we'd already paid for 2 nights because we saw that we weren't going to make the flight. And so we extended our hotel for 2 nights. We're not sure if they were able to use our hotel or not. Japan is pretty particular about rules, so we're not 100% sure, but yeah. We tried. Anyway, so our car wouldn't start, so we had to go get a rental car and drive up to Camino Island.
Which is about 2.5 hours away from the airport.
And the rental car wasn't available for a couple hours, so we were, it's just like a travel day. Things don't always go the way you expected, and
yeah, when you're tired from a long flight and then your car doesn't start, then you have to get a rental car and then you got to drive 2.5 hours. Yeah, we were exhausted when we finally got to a bed.
For sure. But now we are here. This is our house. This is our living room. Living room area of our Airbnb short-term rental that we have. Oh, now I made it lopsided. Sorry.
Oh, boy.
But yeah, so we were working on this. We're adding a bedroom in the basement, a queen bedroom down there, and we put a king bed upstairs in the master bedroom. So we're getting our house all ready. The soccer match is coming here to Seattle, the famous
FIFA, the World Cup.
I'm not a big soccer fan, so I don't know. They're coming here to Seattle, so we're hoping that doing some of these upgrades to our house will get us some more bookings for those dates and maybe get us some more some higher prices.
Kevin, we are back in here till at least April.
That's what we're thinking. We're hoping to be back in Da Nang in April. We're currently here in Seattle. I can't remember, Kevin, if you are in Da Nang already or if you're just planning to head to Vietnam. But yeah, we're hoping to be back in April. Right now, we've heard that the prices because of Tet are crazy. Oh, good. Same time. We'll all be there in April. Kevin's saying that he is coming back in April, or coming to Da Nang in April. So yeah, we'll be there too. We can meet up for coffee and stuff. That is one thing. It's been nice to be back here and see some friends and family and stuff, but we do miss our Da Nang routines. And we have not been walking here as much. It's been very cold and gets dark early. So we have not been, in Da Nang, we get to walk on the beach and the sunsets and things. So we got a bit spoiled over there.
Yeah, we figured we'd talk about Da Nang because it was such a great place for us and the way that we like to visit cities.
Mm-hmm.
We've heard that Hanoi is very traditional, and Ho Chi Minh is very busy. So Da Nang is right in between those two. It's not too busy. You can call a Grab and get anywhere around the city in minutes for pennies, basically. That was great because we could go to the mall. We could go across the bridge and go into downtown Da Nang. We could go to some of the shops and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of fun being in Da Nang. The people were very nice. What more do we have to say?
We definitely have some culture shock coming back here to the States. The prices, for one, are extremely high compared to what I feel like even since we left. But like even trying to buy spices, I tried to buy cloves, which were really hard to find in Da Nang because they have to import them, and I don't think they grow them there. But they were still only like $4, and I tried to get cloves here when we got back, and they were $15. So anyway, it's very. We have a lot of sticker shock for prices, for sure. And then also the culture, I guess here we don't really say hi to each other as much. We don't really smile at each other the way that we do in Vietnam and in Da Nang. Like you were saying, the people are so friendly and they're so welcoming. Some of that I think is because of you're a customer, you're purchasing things, but people are just out on the streets more in Da Nang, I feel like, than here. Like people get in a car and drive around a lot more here than walk around. And so you don't end up walking by little businesses and things and just saying hi and chatting with people. So it's a very different vibe being back.
Yeah. We really don't have access to the shops when walking distance the way that they have over there.
Grocery stores here in the States are really nice because it's like a one-stop shop, but we've noticed the freshness is definitely not as good at Vietnam. Like everything was so fresh at the markets in Vietnam. So we're really missing the really fresh foods and the fresh seafood every day in Da Nang. And here in Seattle, we have fresh seafood. It's just that the prices are really high. So you can't get shrimp for, the same price and things. We got spoiled.
We used to love going down to the market, to the Bach Mian market, and walking around there, getting all of our fresh vegetables and stuff for dinner that night. You even get meat there. You get chicken, you get frogs, you get anything that you want to get there.
You posted with shocked at the number of Vietnamese. Oh yeah, they're so welcoming. Kevin is saying that he posted a video. Oh, we'll have to subscribe to your channel, Kevin. I didn't realize you had a YouTube channel. Shocked at the number of Vietnamese that commented warm welcomes. They do that all the time. They're so friendly and so welcoming. It's such a nice culture. We really miss that part of it. Also, people have asked us about finding apartments, and it's really important, I think, to look once you arrive. We already have an agent, and we've already looked at some buildings with him before we left because we were thinking we might stay. But what we might actually put a deposit on from here before we go back. But that's not something that we recommend. We are only doing that because we've already seen a bunch of the buildings that we're interested in and because we have this really great relationship. But if it's your first time going to Vietnam, the pictures can look amazing and be a bit deceiving. So we definitely saw some apartments where the photos made it look like it was going to be fantastic. And when we got there, it was in a very different condition than the photos suggested. So people that keep asking us about finding apartments, our biggest suggestion is find a good agent if you can, but also make sure you rent an apartment for a couple days. A lot of or hotels, sorry, you can get a hotel for several days and you can always extend. You can add on. Being from America, we felt like we had to make reservations and reserve it out, but you really don't. You can book day to day there. It's a very different environment as far as hotels and things. And then that way, as soon as you find an apartment, you can just head over with your luggage and stuff. You don't have to have any lost money on a hotel. Just
And
move right in.
don't feel pressure to try to get a place or find a place before you get to Da Nang.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many places there. There are so many hotels that have converted into apartments.
That too. Yeah.
There are people building apartments for people coming over, all different shapes and sizes. We got our agent to take us to some of the newer places that they were putting in.
Mm-hmm.
No one has lived in these apartments. Refrigerators are unused, still wrapped up. The appliances are still in their boxes. And if you go over there, just know have some areas that you would like to stay in, the Sun Trial or the Mian area. If you have areas that you want to stay in, that's cool. But no need to try to rent an apartment when you get there. They are quick. The agents will take you around any time of day. You call them and you tell them I want to go around tomorrow, and you'll find an agent that will take you around the next day.
Yeah. Kevin is asking, the views from the last place with the open lot were amazing. Are you trying to get back to that building? We're trying to. That's definitely a favorite. One thing we had hoped to do before leaving was to see all the different layouts of those units in that building, because the showers are actually different. One of the showers that I saw right before we left wasn't glassed in. So even in the same building, you can have an apartment be very different than the one you're looking at. So you have to make sure that you know what that apartment will look like. And the one that I saw is one that Steven would not approve of, because the shower was just over the toilet. But that is an awesome building. That's the HMN Apartments, and we absolutely loved it. We loved the location. We liked a lot of things about it. I would, if we had a couple of days before an apartment was empty and we could move in, I would stay at Five Hotel. That was a fantastic hotel. We did a video on 3 different hotels. Chicland is fantastic too, but it's a bit out of our price range if we're apartment hunting and staying there a while. But Five Hotel, I mean,
beautiful
the views
hotel.
were amazing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The rooftop pool. It's not actually on the rooftop, but it's like they've done a leveled rooftop thing. So it's on the rooftop, but it's not the highest part of the hotel building. It's hard to describe.
And you can see the entire city from the rooftop. It has a nice restaurant type of vibe, the tables and the chairs, and you could take your drink up there and sit there, and the weather is beautiful, and you could just look around the entire city.
We were there for sunset, and it was not raining or anything, so it was really nice.
Yeah, great time. Definitely stay at that hotel if there's a spot available, because it's such a nice hotel. People book it as soon as they get there.
And you can afford more there. But the Doha hotel is one of our favorites. It's only like $15 a night, but it doesn't have a pool. So if the pool is something that you really want, that might not be for like the right thing for you. But it's also located in an area with a lot of those amazing Vietnamese restaurants that we really enjoyed. So there's no bad part, I don't think, of Da Nang. It's just what you're interested in and what you're looking for.
Yeah, watch it tonight, Kevin. You can we put a lot of information in those videos.
We try to.
For people that's going over there. Yeah, because we understand, like when we first got over there, we understand how shocking it is, how much pressure you have, because you can't stay in this hotel forever. So you want to get to an apartment, but you want to make sure it's the right place for you.
And people have issues with mold and bugs a lot there. And even at Doha for $15 a night, we didn't see a bug the entire time we were there in that hotel. Chicland, no bugs either. And Five Hotel, we didn't see any. So yeah,
it wasn't our experience.
And no mold either. So those 3 are great. But you can find, there are a lot of hotels. Just read the reviews. People are pretty honest about what the issues are of the hotel, and just whatever your issues are, make sure that hotel lines up for you. And the pricing. Sometimes the pricing is just depending on how long you're going to stay, right? Because $15 for a night for a hotel is nothing compared to the States. But if you're going to be there for a whole month, then that really changes it. but you don't spend a lot of time in the hotels anyway, because even when it was cold there, like what was it, 68 degrees?
Mm-hmm.
So you can still go out, you can still eat at cafes, go get coffees. So your hotel doesn't have to be that extravagant because you really spend a lot of time, or we at least spend a lot of time out and about at the markets, at the cafes, just in the culture. And things are so inexpensive. You can get a cup of coffee for $1 or less.
Mm-hmm. And
We're back here with Starbucks prices in Seattle. Sorry, okay.
There's always a by me in walking distance, so you could grab a quick snack and on your way to look at a apartment or meet someone at a coffee shop. Like it's a great walkable city. No matter where you are in the city, there is something walkable for you to do, for you to eat, you know, just so you could get out of the hotel. Like she was saying, you don't want to stay in the hotel. So just get a bed that you're just going to sleep in for the night, get a shower that you can freshen up, you know, and you're on your way.
Our biggest thing with the apartment, if you're going to find an apartment that you're going to stay in a long time, 6 months or a year, because you get the best prices, the longer, at least for us that we noticed, the longer the contract was, the more we could negotiate the price down. And so you want to make sure you're in an area that you like, that doesn't have construction during the day too much, and that doesn't have like karaoke or loud music and things at night. So the best thing to do is to go check it out, like all hours of the day. So if you find an apartment building that you think you're interested in, you've got to be like a creeper and go just hang out on the street, different times of the day, listen for different things going on. Some agents have, you know, you hear horror stories that they chat with the neighboring building and they will stop construction while people are looking at apartments so that it's not so loud, and they'll sign the contracts. We haven't seen anything like that happen, but people say it has. So you just want to be careful. Just check it out.
Yeah, Kevin, 10 nights in a hotel is perfect. You'll find a place within the first week, but 10 nights just to give you some time to make sure that that's the area that you want to be in. Like she was saying, if you want to go past your hotel at night just to see what the sounds are at night, traffic sounds, karaoke is a loud one.
Music in Antong. Do you know what area you want to be in, Kevin? Have you decided what neighborhood you're interested in yet? Like if you want beach views, or if you want some people want to be around all the Western food and all the Western restaurants, because then it's super walkable. Everything is like a stone's throw away. We were in Sun Tra, so we were like 45-minute walk to Antong, but we liked that because that's where all the Western food is. So to get down and get some pizza and stuff, we would have to walk 45 minutes there and 45 minutes back. And we like that because it makes it harder for us to do those kinds of things. So, but I don't know if you've decided kind of what you're interested in yet. And Sun Tra is actually a pretty big area. So there's a lot of different sections of it. We made a friend named Doug that found us here on YouTube, and he was staying closer to the beach and a little further north. And that was a very different vibe than our part of Sun Tra. Ours is more of a local feel, a little quieter. We call it like the peekaboo beach view, but we can't really see beach. We can see the water.
We see the water, which was good enough for us.
Oh, we loved it. Yeah.
And we could see the buildings. It was like a city view with water behind it. Like we got very lucky. There wasn't a lot of noise. There wasn't, although the traffic outside was very busy. It was good quality because when you would open the window and the traffic outside was loud, but when we closed it, we really didn't hear anything. What was that?
He said he's happy to be a good walk away from Antong. So that's good. Yeah, that's because then if you like walking and you don't mind walking 20-30 minutes down there, then you're close enough to everything, and then you can still enjoy I don't know. I just love all the local spots. So I love like being a little bit out of the touristy district, but everybody has their own things.
Yeah, Antong is definitely the expat area. The sign there even says tourist streets.
Yeah.
So it has a lot of comfort for tourists,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
Like there's an
They speak
American.
English at every restaurant.
There's all kinds of burger and fry places, pizza places,
There's a place
bars to
called
hang out.
43 Town. People like that.
Mhm.
Has just it's like a little strip mall type thing of Western style and like other Asian style restaurants as well. But yeah,
Yeah.
we're not big partiers either. That's why we chose to be a bit further away from that district.
And everything is a little bit more expensive in the Antong area than the rest of the city.
Yeah, sometimes double.
Mhm.
So yeah, if you want to live a little more cheaply, if you get out of that area but are still close to it, South Suntra, like north of Mian and Mai Kay area, is there's a pretty it's like an up and coming area of restaurants and things. We could send you that.
Mhm.
A couple places in that area too. There's like some cafes, but yeah, we call it tourist tax.
Yeah, you definitely get taxed in the Antong area.
Things all go up in price. The beers are 3 times as much.
Mhm. The food is a lot more expensive.
Yeah.
The entertainment is, more expensive.
But if you're looking to make friends and make connections, then it's a great area because
Mhm.
a lot of the English speakers go there and they'll chat with you and you can just strike up a conversation and make new friends. So it has its pluses as well. And for any like American holidays, Western holidays, Christmas, we had people,
Thanksgiving.
our Thanksgiving for Americans. They celebrated at some of the restaurants down there. We just had some friends celebrate in Australia, whatever the Australian uh like Australian Day or something. Anyway, they just did that down in that area as well. So they really cater to Westerners and our different holidays that we all like and celebrate, so that I don't know, it doesn't feel like a culture shock like going to some countries does. Where
No.
yeah,
No, it's very easy to get around. It's small enough that you can walk from corner to corner and still be okay. Not a lot of traffic that gets in your way. Yeah, it's if this is your first time traveling and you're going to Da Nang, I would say the Antong area is probably the best for you if you're not familiar with other countries and stuff like that. But if you are, like we are, the Sun Tri area was great for us because we didn't have a problem walking that 45 minutes to get to the Antong area. We didn't have a problem going to Korean stores around us and eating food and asking for the English menu so we know what we're getting, and Elaine eating scorpions and
that was at the market.
just stuff. Just, if you're used to traveling and don't have a problem adjusting to that country's feel, then, get out of Antong because it's so westernized. And there are a lot of different expats there, not only from America, but from Australia, New Zealand,
the
UK, Russia, like there's all kinds of expats
Yeah.
over there. So, but like she said, everyone does speak English. So that makes it kind of more comfortable.
Kevin said he's lived in South Korea for a year. We lived in South Korea for a year too, and Italy for 2.5 years. Oh my goodness, that would be so cool.
Yeah.
We have not yet been to Italy.
We want to go.
So yeah, if you're an experienced traveler and you're good, you'll be fine out of Antong. And if you do get culture shock, like Steven said, you just go down there. You can take a Grab. You don't have to walk. We just walk, but it takes 5 minutes in a Grab and you'd be right there. So it's nice because those things are available. Also, the mall has a movie theater, and the movie theater will play movies in English. The big popular movies, like the one with the blue people.
Avatar.
The Avatar movies, that was in English, and it was packed with Westerners, right? I mean, I think everyone in there was a Westerner. And there were several showings, like the showing that had just finished, the people came out, they were all Westerners. And then, so anyway, they do have a lot of things that make you feel at home,
And we talk about the locals, them being real nice and waving to you, but let's talk about the expats too, because the people who travel in those areas, they are like a community also.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you gain friends, and that's what we saw coming out of Avatar. There were groups of people
Yeah, that had gone together.
that
Yeah.
had gone together to watch it, and they come out and then they talk about it, and then they talk to the next group who are about to go in and watch it.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you know, we had a coffee group that we love to just sit and chill with for 2 hours every Sunday. You
Get
just
together. Yeah.
you just relax. And then we had another group that was a little younger than us, but it was always different people.
Yeah, that was
every
on
week.
Friday nights at
Mhm.
Mikasa. There are several different, you can look on Facebook if you're looking to make connections with people. Facebook has some different groups, but also we use the app called Meetup. And that's where we found the Friday night Mikasa meetup. But like Steven said, that's more of it was almost always different people. I don't think
Mhm.
it was very rare that we saw the same person at that one. So it just depends on how you like to socialize. There are also some bars in Antong that offer like game nights or art nights. And anyway, you can go to those kinds of things as well to make friends and meet people. People don't so much talk to each other on the street, like walking by. And especially like from our experience, like because we lived in an area that had a lot of people from South Korea and from Russia. And so most of our neighbors weren't very, like people would say they're not very friendly, but they are very friendly. It's just that they don't like bother each other, if that makes sense. So, but if you start chatting with them and say hello and smile, they'll say hello and smile. It's just that they don't strike up a conversation in the elevator if they have nothing to talk about, but they are very.
Yeah, if you look lost, if you got your phone out and you're on the map and you can't figure out where you are, someone who speaks English will walk up to you and say, do you need help? Let me point you in the right direction. Where are you going? Like, even people who don't speak English. One time we were searching for our favorite restaurant around the Doha Haviland area. And we walked down the wrong street, and a lady, she didn't even speak English. She just said, go that way. Go. She was just pointing.
She could tell that we did not live on her little street is a strong word, on her little
alleyway.
Yeah, it was very cute, very local.
But like, she knew tourists come to this restaurant.
Yeah, and we took a wrong turn. So
and, yeah,
she pointed us in the right direction.
Yeah, like she wasn't angry about it. She didn't, we weren't trespassing. We were just lost.
Yeah.
And they help us. So the expat community is real great. You can get over there and strike up a conversation, especially at the coffee, because we were going to the coffee. It was a beautiful place called Gom Garden in Suntra.
Yeah.
In Suntra.
Just on the outskirts, yeah. So.
And when we first got there, it was probably 15 people. 6 months later, by the time we left, we had no less than 40 people at this coffee. I mean, people who were just coming to Vietnam for, a month were coming over and, just speaking English, just talking about whatever you want to talk about.
We share a lot of information. Speaking of which, a lot of people ask us about banking and ATM fees and things. So for paying our rent, we used the Wise app. And I think that's actually like a UK app, but that's what we would transfer money from US dollars to Vietnamese dong and then use to pay our rent. Because you can pay in cash, but you're going to want to make sure that they give you some type of receipt. And it's easiest if you pay via some type of app or through your bank, some way that you can track it and trace it in case some people have had issues saying that rent wasn't paid or it didn't get there, didn't arrive. So that's what we did. We used the Wise app. And then for ATMs, not all ATMs will accept foreign cards. So there are like national Vietnamese ATMs and then there are international ATMs. Yeah, Wise. So it goes directly to their account. So they don't actually need to have Wise. It's not like Zelle where you have Zelle and they have Zelle, or you have Venmo and they have Venmo. Wise lets you directly deposit it into their account. So our landlord sent us her banking, like her name, her bank's name,
it was in
the account
contract,
number.
the lease that we signed. I think it was in that.
To send it, but not the bank number. And then partway through, she changed her bank account number and we had to, but it just puts it directly into their account.
Mhm.
And then you have traceability in the app to say, I sent it here. And so it gives us, at least for us, a little peace of mind.
Mhm.
And the Wise fees were less than $1 to transfer around $500 a month. It was less than $1. So yeah, if they'll take a bank transfer or, a bank
Mhm. Bank to bank.
deposit, yeah, then you can use Wise. And so we had no problem with that. And then, yeah, because you have to go to the ATMs many, many times. So the ATMs in Vietnam will say that you can get out 10 million dong, and then there'll be an error and you're like, oh, this ATM doesn't work. So most ATMs, Steven found out, will only give you
3 million dong at a time.
Even if they say they'll give you 4 million, 5 million, they always end up with an error.
Mhm.
So just if you stick with 3 million at a time, that seems to be the key, and it seems to work.
And I've heard people talk about a few ATMs where you can get out more because they pay their rent in cash. But like it's one specific spot that they have to go
That they
to.
know about, yeah.
And it's like, why do that? Like you go to many more ATMs,
Yeah,
and pull out 3 million. 3 million is a lot for Da Nang.
it is.
If
It'll
you
last us several weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This lasted us a month.
Yeah.
And we were going out to eat 2 or 3 times a week and buying groceries and stuff like that. So it was just over there. They try to make it as easy as possible for you to do what you have to do. Cash is king. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was not trying to interrupt you. So I was talking about ATM fees. So cash is king, and I use US Bank. They will refund me for 2 of my ATM fees. So even if the fee is $3, $3.50, they'll refund that, and they'll do that twice a month. And then Steven has a debit card that will refund you twice a month. So we can take out cash 4 times a month with no fee. So that's a big benefit for us. So if you look up who you bank with and see if they have any debit cards that will reimburse the ATM fees at least once or twice a month, and you can get away then with no ATM fees. I don't think there was a month we had to take out more than 4 times.
No. Even going to Antong and spending a little bit more money over there really didn't make a difference. The food was just so inexpensive.
The street food is very, very good.
We could definitely eat. Both of us can eat dinner for like $12.
Like a big dinner, a big seafood dinner with a lot of beers as well. And right now prices are increased because of Tet. So like it's their New Year's in Vietnam. So if you're online and you're just trying to get some pricing and you're looking at hotels and apartments, don't consider the prices right now as real prices, because this is their biggest event, their biggest holiday of the year for them. Christmas isn't really a holiday. They celebrate it because of the expats. They decorate and do things for us, but their big holiday is this Lunar New Year, and so people come internally from Vietnam. So all the pricing is really inflated right now, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So if you're looking at hotel prices right now and you're looking at apartment prices and you think, oh my gosh, this is not as good as everybody's been saying, it's because of Tet. And it'll be over by the end of the month. So if you looked at something March or April, you would see that the prices are going back down again.
That's flight prices. That's hotel prices. That's stuff like that. Yeah, it's mid-February is Tet, and people are going over there now because you get the 90-day visa, so you can overlap that time. And it's a great party, from what we understand. Like it's going to be everyone's going to be joyous, and they're going to get off of work. Because for every other holiday, they don't get off of work. Like we were there for Christmas.
People are compiling lists of restaurants that will be open during Tet, because a lot of the family businesses do close down. So, but, you just walk around and find who's open. Also the banking and storing items. If you want to be a traveler based in Da Nang, but not living full-time in Da Nang, and you want to leave some items somewhere as you're going around, Vietnam is a great place because the storage prices are so good. We had some friends that left things in Singapore. We were like, oh my gosh, that's one of the most expensive places to leave things, So we left 2 boxes
Mhm.
in Vietnam, and it's going to be about $12 a month for 6 months. So yeah, if you bring, a big suitcase and then you want to just take a carry-on as you hop around in Southeast Asia, you could definitely store some things, and then and they'll take good care of it. Some places even have cameras and they watch your stuff.
Mhm.
So anyway, there's a lot of options. If you want to know who we used, it's a gal named Hannah. It's Hannah's Co-working. I don't know exactly what the name means, but it's a storage place, and it was very clean. It was very nice. She
Mhm.
was very organized. So we were impressed by her, and her pricing was better than the Da Nang storage that we found.
Mhm.
So, but our friends use them, and so find what you like, what works for you. But we think for our little boxes, Hannah's was great, and then now we have the freedom to travel lighter, as we're
Mhm.
going around. So
Because you accumulate a lot of stuff over
yeah,
there
it's easy. Things are
because
cheap.
the things are cheap, especially on the apps, right? What apps were there to order stuff to the house?
Oh, Lazada and Shopee. Although as Americans, we can't use Shopee. Oh, have you? Yeah. So, okay, I didn't know about the co-working space, but for storage, Kevin, her prices were great. So what does she do? What's co-working space?
I
Does
think
she
it's
have
like a
space she rents to work in?
mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like a table, like a conference room
Right.
where people go and just, sit on opposite sides with their computer and do what they got to do for the day.
Okay. Well, her area, Kevin, is I can't remember the name of it now. It's 2 words, Q me. We looked at an apartment there. I could send you the video if I took a little time to look it up. But that is an extremely inexpensive area. So that is south of Mian and Antong areas. And it's a really like local vibe. It's a very inexpensive area, and you're between the Han River and um
Ocean.
the ocean. Yeah,
Mhm.
so you've got 2 water views on the other side, depending on where you find an apartment. But that is a really good area if you don't mind walking north to get to Antong and things. So maybe just keep that in mind. We looked at an apartment there. Um, and yeah, it's a
Mhm.
nice
Mhm.
area.
Mhm. Yeah. What else?
Oh, let's see. People have been asking questions. You guys can ask questions in the chat. Kevin is doing a great job. But if you have any questions about Da Nang or traveling, even space A travel, I don't know if anyone's retired military. Oh, the healthcare. We got back here.
Mm.
We'd moved our healthcare back to the US. So with TRICARE, while we're overseas, it's called TRICARE Overseas, I think,
Mhm.
right? And then we come back to the States, and now we're TRICARE West. But we can't get an appointment until May 27th, and we're planning to be back in Da Nang in April. So it's just so interesting how backlogged the medical and health system are here, because in Da Nang we could go to the dentist, we could go to the doctor same day most of the time and just walk in, and then if you wanted you could make an appointment, but it was for like the next day or
Mhm.
2 days later. Like it
Mhm.
was just so convenient, and we know how it is here, but it still shocked us. I was like, May? We won't be here in May. So they literally don't have an appointment. Like we have to just call and see if something opens up. But the fact that we can get such good quick care, and people ask about insurance. So for health insurance in at least Vietnam, this isn't necessarily the same in all of Asia like Japan and Korea, but in Vietnam, I would say just don't even bother getting health insurance, because we found out that it was cheaper than paying like the copays and things.
Mhm.
So you just pay out of pocket and don't even submit it to the to your health care. So we paid to transfer ourselves to TRICARE Overseas, and I think if when we go back in April, I don't think we'll do that. Right? I think we'll
Mhm.
just leave our health care here at
Mhm.
TRICARE West, and anything we need to do, we'll pay out of pocket, because it was so dental cleaning was $8, so we just pay out of pocket.
We have not been to the VA in Manila yet.
No.
No, we've heard about it though.
And did Doug use it? We know someone that's used it. If
Mm.
you had questions, we could connect you. Doug had used it while he was there
Mhm.
in Manila. Which, yeah. So, Polly, people go around. It's very interesting in Vietnam. They have like beer salespeople that go to the different bars. And the one they're always trying to sell us seems to be the Saigon beer, but it's the most expensive. So when she asked us, "Oh, you order Saigon beer?" We were like, "No, Huda." Huda is our favorite, I think, local beer. It has a cute picture of a wave. And in our neighborhood, Hudas were 16,000 dong, which is like 45 cents a beer. And it kind of tastes like a Corona, I would say, Corona Light or something. They're real light beers. Like none of the ones that we had were very heavy or anything. So
Yeah. I mean, listen.
So Kevin said that the VA is his backup plan, which is a great backup plan. A flight to Vietnam is not very expensive, less than $200 for sure, if you needed more care. But the hospitals have international clinics in them. So we went to Family Medical. And I mean, people were there having all kinds of things done. People have like plastic surgery done and a lot of things because it's so inexpensive.
We've heard people from Australia and New Zealand fly to Vietnam for medical tourism.
Medical tourism.
If they have to have a surgery or something done, they'd rather have it done in Vietnam, and it costs them a lot less
than their health insurance in Australia. Yeah.
What up, Army Guy Travels?
We're in Seattle right now. Are you in Ho Chi Minh? And what's the weather like?
Yeah, is it getting hotter over there? I'm sure it is.
It's cold and rainy here. We are actually, it's warmer here than it is in the South right now. Like Georgia, South Carolina have snow, which is kind of weird. Let's see. Brown says, can you explain a typical itinerary flying to Vietnam using Space A? Yeah. So itinerary is a strong word when it comes to Space A. Oh, he moved to Da Nang. Okay, awesome. We're hoping to be back in April, and we will definitely catch up with you when we get there because we're excited to be headed back soon. We miss it already. But so Space A, and I think you qualify for this too. You said you've never used your Space A, but so the best thing to do, in my opinion, is to send out. Look at everything's online now. So you can go to every air bases and some Army bases and look at their flights, and they'll put out a 1 month schedule, and you can see where they're going to fly to. Now, that's not always in stone. Sometimes they'll add flights. Sometimes the flights will go away, but you can kind of get a feel. So like Travis Air Base in California flies to Hawaii. McCord here doesn't really fly to Hawaii. SeaTac definitely does not. But you can get a feel for where you could go, where you could end up. And then you need to email every place that you might end up at. So if you don't care how you get there and you say, we just want to get to Japan, which is what we'd said last year, then whatever the closest base is to you, you're going to email them, but also anywhere they fly to. So for us here, it's McCord Air Base in Tacoma, Washington, and then also like Alaska, and then Hawaii and Travis and anything around you, so that if you need to, you can hop to one of those and then go from there. For example, not a lot of people go through Alaska. So if you go from McCord up to Alaska, there'll be almost no one competing for flights. You go down to Travis Air Base in California, a lot of people are competing for flights. So depending on your category, which is retirees, it's a 6, which is the lowest. You want to try to be in an area that's not too competitive. And you want to work your way to the top of the list, which means you want to get to close to your expiry date. So you can apply 60 days. Okay, thank you. I was going to say like 6 months. 60 days out. You can send that email 60 days out. And that's how, when you go and physically mark yourself as present, they determine the order. Whoever signed up first via email goes to the top of the list. So you can't let it expire while you're Space A-ing, but you want to be in the last like 2 weeks of those days. And then you just kind of get on any flights that are headed closer to the direction of where you want to go. We're lucky because right here in SeaTac, a block and a half from our house, is the what we call the rotator. And so that's a flight that goes every week. And sometimes it goes twice a week, depending on if it's what do they call it? Season?
PCS.
PCS season, where people are moving into new stations, relocating. So we stay here we book out our house. This is a short-term rental, so you could do the same thing. Book out our house, and then walk over to the airport, sign up, find out where we are on the list. And then if we don't make the flight, we walk back, spend another couple nights, and then we walk back again to try to do it a couple days later. And that really works here, and it works pretty well in Japan too.
Find times where the flight or where you want to go to happens multiple times that week.
So that's what we did coming from Vietnam. We went from Vietnam to Japan, and there was a flight on the 15th and again on the 17th. So in case we didn't make the 15th, we were ready to spend 2 nights in a hotel and then try again on the 17th. So it's really, you just have to be flexible. And sometimes you end up somewhere fun. Like I went to sleep on a Space A plane, and we were supposed to head to Alaska. And I woke up and they said, okay, get ready. We're going to be landing in Honolulu. And I said, oh, I didn't know there was a Honolulu, Alaska. And they were like, no, Hawaii. So anyway, mid-flight, they changed the plan, and we ended up in Honolulu, Hawaii, because the mission changed. So you just have to be flexible, bring a coat, and then also, bring your snorkel. Like, be prepared for any kind of climate, because you could end up, I don't know, on anything. But
yeah, so our itinerary, like you said, like she was saying, we're lucky. We left our house and went to the SeaTac airport, which is about a 15-minute walk. And we got on a rotator to Japan. And then once we got to Japan, we went to the Narita airport and got a $200, $300 flight to Da Nang.
Yeah, so we purchased a flight. What we could have done from Japan is Space A to Singapore, and then purchase a flight from Singapore. So you can kind of piece together how you want to do it. Also, that same flight that went to Japan, they go to Korea as well. And now there's a direct flight from Korea to Da Nang. So from Seoul to Da Nang, I think a weekly flight. So you just have to look at all of it and kind of make an outline for yourself, or 2 or 3 of things that you would consider. We would consider flying to Japan and then buying a flight. We would also consider flying to Japan and then Space A to Singapore and then buying a flight, or flying to, just make these things that you would or wouldn't do. And you might say, like, Guam, if there's a flight to Guam, we're not going to take that, but just decide ahead of time what you will or won't do. Because in the moment, it's pretty stressful. And so you kind of already need to have just a gentle outline of, like, yes, this does help us, or no, it doesn't. Because otherwise I think you get swept up in the sort of the
being flexible
stress of it.
Being flexible, because we all know when you travel, it gets tiring and the time zones change, and you're worried about where are you going to go next and stuff like that. We take the risk because it's $41 a ticket to get across the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, it's 41 to, like, I think the other day it was 44 per person. So it's super, super cheap. Yeah, Hawaii was fine. I was totally okay with it, Kevin. It was not a big deal. Because you can get from Hawaii I was coming from Japan. And so I, from Hawaii, was able to come to Travis Air Force Base, I think, or maybe I flew into McCord. I can't remember. It was a few years ago. Another thing is to pay attention to which air terminals are open 24/7. So, for example, the SeaTac airport is a big airport, and it's open 24/7. And there's a USO there. So not all USOs will allow retirees, especially if they're busy and full, but some of them, oh, good. Glad it's helpful. Please ask more questions if you have. But they, like, some of the airports, like Travis Air Base, I think is a 24-hour terminal. So you don't have to get a hotel if you don't want to or can't afford it. You can just stay in the 24-hour terminals. Hawaii was 24 hours. But some of the terminals close, and then you have to leave, like in Yokota in Japan, you have to leave. And so, especially when it's really cold or really hot, you want to have a hotel room ready either on base or right outside of base. But just to have a a general outline and then just be super flexible. We try not to let it stresses us out, but we try not to get angry, even if we're stressed about it. Cause it's not worth there's no point. I think it's just, you know, that it's space A, you know, it's like standby, and just be flexible.
Also, I mean, cut you off.
You're fine.
Also, you can look at what previously happened. They post the last like 30 days or whatever of what categories got on flights. So you can see the flight that you want to take and see if they got all the way down to your category. That's what we do. We noticed that category 6s were getting out on these flights, you know, for the past 2 weeks.
And that there were a whole bunch. So it's amc.af.mil for the Air Force ones. And then once you click on that, you can click on, you scroll down through a bunch of stuff. You can't see and when you get down here, you can see the schedule. And that 30-day schedule will give you all the flights, where they fly to and what it is. So that's how you plan it out. You just take a look at those and say, are any of these places that we want to go? Yeah, it's a very, I don't know. It saves us a lot of money. So we're grateful for it.
And listen, the way that we like to travel, you know, we would definitely take a flight if we could afford it, you know, but those flights are like $2-3 grand to get to Da Nang from the West Coast. So I can't even imagine from New York, Kevin, what that's going to take.
Yeah.
But
if it's available to you, and if some people that aren't full retirees can only fly to U.S. territories, but that means you can get all the way to Guam on a Space A flight. So really look into what is available to you and what you qualify for, because even if you think, well, I didn't retire military, so I can't fly Space A, you may not be able to fly to Japan, but if you can fly to Guam, you're pretty close. You can get cheaper flights out of Guam than you can all the way from New York or LA or somewhere. So it can be really helpful.
Yeah, we were like she was saying earlier, we were lucky to get onto the flight that we got on, and the whole experience was a little nerve-wracking. We were there for at least 10 hours because we checked in early and we sat there. Well, when it came down to the last people, there was a family of 3. There was only 2 seats left. These 2 seats were 2 middle seats for a 9-hour flight from Japan to Seattle. And the family just couldn't, you know, like it was 2 parents and a child.
Yeah, I think it was an adult child, but still they didn't want to split up. So and they weren't great seats. Yeah, they were middle seats, both middle seats. But yeah, they're basically free. $44, you can't beat it. So
we were on a flight, and that's all we really cared about. That's the way that we travel, because we're budget travelers. We try, you know, like our apartment in Da Nang was $425 a month, you know, for 6 months, which was excellent because with that low of price, we could still go out to eat. The pho we found at a restaurant that was in walking distance, that was like $2 a bowl.
Yeah, right? It was $2. Yeah. Our whole budget per month was $1,000 a month, and there were months where maybe we spent more than that, $1,200 or something. Especially with making videos and things that we had different expenses we maybe wouldn't normally have had. But you could live, especially one person, you could definitely live for $1,000. And we had a pool in our building. So without a pool, you can really save a lot of money, and you just could go down to the beach. You know that you can't go to the beach in the rainy season because the way it's the sewer system, and things will flood when everything floods, when the rivers flood, and that washes out into the ocean right there in Da Nang. So there's almost no one in the water if there's been like a heavy rain for a couple of days.
Yeah, for 2 people, we really did make it work, Kevin. We ate. We found a Costco or a Sam's Club type of place over there called Mega Market.
Sorry.
And we were able to get a lot of food very inexpensively. And we had a large refrigerator and a large freezer. So we were able to pack the stuff, and we ate at home a lot.
Frozen fish and freeze chicken.
And we do the vlog. So that is our job.
Yeah.
So if we weren't out recording something, then we came back and was editing it and making thumbnails and descriptions and stuff like that. So we really filled our day with stuff that we had to do.
Yeah. And we still went out a lot. So I don't know if you've seen our budget video, but we did a whole video on how much like our rent was, our bills, electricity, that kind of thing, water, cleaning, and then how much we spent on recreation and eating out. So we went to coffee once a week, 2 people in that $1,000. We also went out to eat at a seafood restaurant right below us once to twice a week. We went out every Thursday. We had a group that would go out and all eat a local meal together. And we did that. So we ate out, I don't know, 5 times a week if you include coffee, and still stayed under $1,000 a month. We went out here. The only thing we could afford was like fries or tater tots because the prices are so expensive now. In this area, and we still have sticker shock, so we were like, we're not paying $10 for for that.
We were ordering seafood, and we went to this one restaurant where they would bring a case of beer every time they saw us.
Reusable plastic carrying case of beer with bottles in it.
Yeah, just to be like, serve yourself, like don't worry about it. Yeah, drink as many beers as you want to, and then we'll come and calculate how many you drink.
And that's not for everybody, because that's the local way to do it, and those are not refrigerated beers, so they save money not refrigerating everything. And you can get a refrigerated beer, especially in Antong. You can get beers on taps and things. My dad was worried about that. What about beer on tap? They have it, but you'll pay more for it. So drinking beer the local way is to have a glass that you put ice cube in, and then you pour your beer over it, and that's how you cool it down. And at first it was hard for us to adjust to that, but we got used to it, and we ended up really liking it.
Yeah, and the food was excellent. It came out quickly.
Yeah.
They didn't really bother us. It was an open air type of restaurant. So if you're familiar with the restaurants in Da Nang, or most of Vietnam, there's no fourth wall, right? So there's no door. There's no,
just an open front area.
It's just an open front. You can see from the street, you can see all the tables. There's no glass. There's no nothing. You just walk in anywhere you can. And that's what allowed people to come and sell fruit and sell good things. And you just kind of sat there in the open air with your beer, and
plus you people watch because people are walking by, and I don't know, you don't feel so disconnected. You're not in an enclosed space. Welcome, fanatic. No worries. Glad you joined us. We only have about 5 minutes left, but if you have any questions, let us know. And Kevin said 30-minute video is 3 hours or more of work. Like, sometimes. So we try to do, I don't know, it's kind of a cheat or a hack, but to make the video visually like happen in 10 minutes for you, we'll wear the same clothes for the whole video. But that video, like the food videos, if you guys have watched any of those, we didn't eat all that in one day, just so you know. Some of our friends were like, we're worried about you. You guys can eat a lot. But we go out and record the different meals on different days. We just wear the same clothes to give it that cohesive look. But yeah, it might take a week of recording different meals to then put together a food vlog, which we have another one coming up. So because editing and things, I know it looks like we're eating a lot of food, but because we're working on the house, we've been painting the basement and doing all these things here, I haven't had time to edit at all, but we still have video that we recorded while we were in Da Nang. So not to confuse you, but you will see more videos coming out of us in Da Nang. And that's from last month while we were there. We just have to catch up and edit. So we have another food vlog coming out. What else do we have coming out?
The neighborhoods.
Oh yeah, we have one. Kevin, we have one on the neighborhoods, the different neighborhoods. The benefits, the costs, the pluses and minuses. So yeah, that will be helpful for anyone who's trying to figure out where they want to be in Da Nang. And then we'll probably do like a wrap up, like our overall things that we learned 6 months, wrap up in Da Nang. Another app, by the way, and you've probably heard us say this a bunch, but if you're headed to Vietnam, before you get to Vietnam, our suggestion is to download the Grab app, because when you get to the airport, you will already need to have it on your phone. And the airport has Wi-Fi, but everyone's trying to get on it, and there's a lot, of things happening. And so if you, before you leave your home country, download the Grab app, then when you arrive in Da Nang or wherever in Vietnam, you can just put in your hotel address, and then it saves you from having to haggle with any taxi drivers and things like that. So anyway, just try to get Grab before you get there. Wise you can get once you're already there, but
yeah, once you're in your hotel and you know what apartment that you want. But the Grab app is something to have. And Zalo, Zalo.
Yeah.
If you do Zalo, then you
Grab. I'm putting the names of the apps in the Zalo, Grab. I also liked Lazada for shopping. If you want to, like, people couldn't find toasters there, so you get the Lazada app for toasters. Zalo, Grab. What else? The Zalo, yeah, is a good chatting one, especially for working with your agent. The Wise app. And then the health clinics, some of them have apps. So some of the doctor's offices and things will have, WhatsApp. WhatsApp is, if you're not going to get Zalo, definitely get WhatsApp, because most people have that if they don't have.
Everyone has WhatsApp, which is great.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Kevin, for signing up for Sightseer.
Thank you for supporting us.
We appreciate that.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. Any other questions before we sign off? Otherwise, we missed Da Nang.
Yeah, can't wait to get back there. Put stuff in storage so we're going back there.
Oh, thank you, Simply Social. We appreciate it. We appreciate all of you. Thanks for checking in, and
thanks for hanging out with us this early on a Saturday.
Yeah, here in the States.
We'll have to do one later in the evening for our Da Nang viewers.
Yeah, email us at Steven. I'll put it in the chat. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. We have some great, we're going back in April, at least in April. That's the earliest that we would be back. And then we're going to stay there for about 9 months this time.
And if you email us there, I will send you our agent's phone number. I just don't want to put his phone number out too much. I don't want to cause him too much spam and things. And anyway, but if you email us, just put agent's number in the subject line, and I'll send you his contact it's for WhatsApp. So make sure you've got WhatsApp.
And he doesn't really speak great English. He has some words, but he's willing to help anybody who contacts him.
And he can translate it all. We used a translator when communicating. The most important thing, I think, with an agent is actually not them speaking English, but them being honest and trustworthy, at least for us. So his English is not that great, although he can understand it. He's just a little shy to speak it sometimes, but he's so trustworthy, and we really appreciated that. When you're moving to a new country, there's so many things going on, and so many things are overwhelming and stressful. It's great to know you're not being taken advantage of for money in apartments and deposits. Some people have horrible stories about deposits they've never gotten back. And anyway, so definitely happy to share his information.
Well, thank you, Simply Social. We hope to get over there and have dinner with you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we had like S and E or what, it confused people. But anyway, all right, guys, well, have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, we'll see you next week. A new video will be out, and we'll do these lives a lot more, because we really want to get you guys the information, all the information that we have about Da Nang, and answer all your questions.
Definitely. All right. See you next time.
All right.
Bye.